So Darryl, at Maple Farms, you've done a number of things to try and reduce risk. And one of the things you've done is engage in multiple enterprises. Could you explain to us how that actually helps reduce risk and how that works for you?
Sure. One of the ways that we have decided to reduce our risk is to grow different types of corn and soybeans to enhance our margins with some value-added crops and once again diversify by not having all yellow corn and all commercial soybeans. So we do the seed beans and the white corn and the non-GMO corn.
So Darryl, at Maple Farms, you've looked at multiple ways of reducing risk, and one of the things you've done on the farm is segregate job responsibilities among family members. Could you explain how that's helped reduce risk and maybe also some of the challenges that occasionally creates?
Sure. So it's really helped to reduce risk because we're able to share the load, and so therefore I can learn different responsibilities from my dad or Mark or Scott, whatever roles that we might share. So then that way if somebody's ill or out of town or whatever, I can pick up the slack and just keep going without missing a beat. The challenge with that is then sometimes when we're all around and we're both trying to make the same decision at the same time, it creates a stepping on toes, if you will, and if we don't communicate and make sure that we're on the same page, it creates headaches at times.
Darryl, at Maple Farms, one of the things you've chosen to do in some cases is retain risk as a way to try and improve your operating margins. Could you explain how you've done that?
Yeah, so with our white corn product, it's a non-GMO white corn product, and it goes to one supplier, and currently we are the only supplier that they have. So if that crop should fail or not produce a good quality end product for them, then we're kind of stuck with that risk. But it's one of those risks that we feel like is worth retaining for the added value that brings us.
Scott, one of the things you've done at Maple Farms is look for some ways to transfer or even share risk. And at Maple Farms, one of the things you've done is work with a relatively large number of landlords. Could you explain how that's helped manage risk at Maple Farms?
Well, the fact that we have several landlords wasn't necessarily by design. It's just that we've kind of accumulated landlords over years, if you will. But it has definitely reduced risk because we don't necessarily feel like we're beholden to just one landlord and trying to have to manage around that individual person. Because we have several landlords, we're able to reach out to all of them and negotiate, I guess, if you will, because of the fact that we have other people that we're doing the same kind of things with. So yeah, I think having several landlords, and then along with that puts us over a larger geographic area, which that reduces some risk as well from weather and those types of things.
So Scott, one of the things you've done at Maple Farms is look for some ways to transfer or maybe share risk. And at Maple Farms, you've been successful at keeping family members involved that are not directly involved in the day-to-day operations of Maple Farms. Could you explain how you've done that and how that's helped mitigate risk?
So I'm part of the third generation on our farm, and with that, there are 6 siblings in my family, 3 siblings in my cousin's family who we farm directly with. And so altogether we have 9 people in our generation. Of those 9, there's only 3 of us that are on the farm, but all 9 of us are shareholders in the farm. And so it has been really important that we try to keep everybody involved and everybody in touch with what's going on. We've done that through a variety of things. We have our annual shareholder meetings, and we're very religious about doing that and making sure that we have those and that we really cover business with those. In addition to that, we also reach out to some further extended family that do not have any financial interest in the farm at all. And we do that through a newsletter that we send out quarterly and just kind of covers some of the things that are going on the farm, as well as some family history and some education towards agriculture. And then also every 4 years approximately we have an open house, and we put together a lot of educational displays. We have a meal, we have sort of a play area for young kids, and with that we invite our landowners, we invite our vendors, but we also invite our extended family in. And so generally we'll have probably 40 to 50 family members there. Generally run somewhere between 200 and 250 people altogether that will show up for that event. But it really, it's a reunion of sorts from that standpoint, and I think it really helps those extended family members, but not only them, just the shareholders, the cousins and siblings of mine really take a pride in the farm, because I think that's the key thing. I think that all of our non-farm shareholders just have a real pride in the fact that they're a part of Maple Farms. That's important to us from a financial standpoint, in that if a large number of these shareholders decide to liquidate their shares all at once, it would be a real challenge for us to be able to finance that. And so, you know, we're really working at trying to make them feel good about being part of Maple Farms, and try to give them some sort of compensation through dividends that makes it a worthwhile financial ownership for them as well.